Where is he?
It's right down there.
Mr. Amir Breaker.
Why am I here?
You started off crooked and you've only gotten worse.
I can explain what
It seems the last time you were here you begged for mercy. But once released, you quickly resorted to your own ways.
I'm sorry.
You embrace murder. You excuse chaos. You've been stealing from the poor and you've taken advantage of the weak. And for what? Money? Power? You're already the leader.
The people want to be free.
So you shackle them with confusion, telling them to pick many identities to abuse themselves with,
No.
growing weary from consequences,
No.
stretching them from love and drowning them in a sea of void and unsatisfaction. You're destroying them. Is that freedom?
Whoa, shut up. It is not all that you said. Times have changed. And everything has changed. People have changed.
No, shut up. All that's being told you now is that you change. You act like you can't be seen. Nothing is hid. There are no excuses for your transgressions. Beauty is in obedience. Amir, you're staring down the barrel of death.
VC, I can change. I'll do better. Please, officer.
You asked earlier why you are here. It is to get your attention. Amend your ways or you will not be spared. Your day of reckoning will come suddenly. Oh, and I'm not the officer. I'm your lawyer.
I'm saved, Jesus saved me. I'm saved, Jesus saved me. I'm saved, Jesus saved me.
The Interrogation. Yeah. So, trying to turn it down. Okay, that's good. And I'm back. So, The Interrogation, wow, what a heavy, that was a heavy film for me to do. The Lord just kind of just gave that to me, and I just, it was so amazing about it. Like I said, I always seek God first. Oh, God just talks to me and tells me what He wants me to do next, and I just go. I try not to jump on His, jump over His head. I try to just do what He wants. So anyway, so this idea again with the beautiful life saved folks, it's really a story about. It really is about America and how God gifted America with leadership and with power to lead, and they've just messed it up and just running away from Him. People, they don't even want to acknowledge God, just doing everything against God. And so God is just like, I'm warning you, get it right. So that picture right there, first of all, when you saw, okay, so that lion right there, that represents God, Jesus. So she is representing the Lion of Jesus. She's representing the kingdom of God. I had a little light, a flashlight, so I could see see the earring at first. And so these are just agents So this whole thing is spiritual. It seems like it's a natural thing because these are natural places, but it's totally a spiritual realm. It's a spiritual realm, and it's talking to because it is God talking to Americans, as one. Because sometimes God has a word for the whole city, a word for the whole country, a word for the whole land, a word for the whole house, and it's not just for one person. And this is a word that God has for the whole country, this whole land, this great land that we have. Is like, yo, you all are going crazy. And so this is this person going into the depths of places. See, the thing about it is the reason why it is such a compound with buzzing doors and all that type of stuff. That's Kyle. The first one was my cousin Justin, Smith Johnson. Sorry, I think the other one I said Justin Johnson. It was Justin Smith. Bad Neighbor. Obviously, I know my own cousin. That's my little cousin, Justin Johnson, that was upstairs. That said, right this way. And this is my cousin Kyle, and this is the one that did Black um, Mantis. But anyway, um, the reason why there's so much security here, that see, God has America have hedges, have America in such deep hedges. We're so vulnerable because we free and we just think that we can just do whatever we want and live how we want to live. And the only reason why America has been great as it has been, being a baby, is because God has allowed it. He has allowed it, and He has authored that, and He's commissioned it. And so that's why, even though they started off wrong with the slavery and all that type of stuff, it was wrong. Because God is not for slavery. That's why He released the Jews, the Hebrews, from Egyptian slavery. And when He told Abraham in Genesis that they were going to go through slavery and bad stuff, He showed that it was a dark time and it was a painful time. So slavery is a horrible thing, and America started off disrespecting, the stranger, treating them inhumane. Now, I have no idea what happened with the natives of this country. I'm part native myself, and I think most black people in America that are descendants of slaves are part, native, because we, both are trying to run away from, the Anglo-Saxon British colonial control and slaughters, all the time, and we find ourselves in each other's bosoms. But somehow, I don't know what happened. We still separated eventually. Buffalo Soldiers. Anyway, so that's why there's so much security and so it's shroud and so much secrecy and shadow, because not everybody can get to America. So He sends His agents to talk to America here to say, hey, you guys are doing wrong. But you find out in the end that they're not really, like, they think they're in prison, but they're not in prison. God just has them in a holding pattern, saying, just to get their attention. I feel like He did that with the coronavirus situation. I mean, had everybody stopped, and we have to reevaluate our relationship with God. And then He releases us, just like here, release you, and you see things are getting worse. The lying, the cheating, the sexual immorality is just spinning even more quickly out of control. But this is how Jesus does it. He lets you know who you
I'm
are.
sorry.
He has your book. He has your rap sheet. You can't hide from Him. And here He's trying to give excuses, trying to outsmart the kingdom of God. It's like, yo, you can't outtalk the kingdom of God. He knows everything. He made everything. He made you.
Oh
So
no.
just fess up and get right with God. So I used a green gel here, and I put a lamp right above them. I think it's cool. You can see the lamp shade like right over here, right there. It's cool. I
It is
put a
not
lamp right
all that
there
you said. Times have
so that
changed,
it'll be
and
light
everything has
coming straight
changed.
down on them.
People have
And see, this also shows that it's a spiritual thing. They're speaking a language no one really knows. Someone may know this somewhere over the land, but it's just a story that came to me, and I just wrote it down. It's like He gave to me, I just started writing it down. Okay, write it down, write it down. But here's the crazy thing. So I did this in 2017, 2016, 2017. thing about it is, like 2 years later, um, 2018, 2019, I found out that basically everything that's in the script is in Jeremiah the seventh chapter, and it's like, wow. And I did not know it. I did not know it. I just tripped upon Jeremiah 7th chapter. And a lot of this conversation, God is talking to the children of Israel, that country, the country
Oh, and I'm not the officer.
of
I'm
Israel,
your lawyer.
to change their ways. And see, he has no change. Because this wasn't about him. This was not the time of punishment. That time hasn't come. And that time hasn't come for America yet, but it's coming. You got to get right. So that's what this story is about. The interrogation. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Rewatch it again. Talk about it with your people. You know, it's some misdirection because it's called Rica America, but it's America. Usual stuff. So I did it in 2016. So it was like 2018, 2019. That's when I got the revelations that, hey, this whole conversation really is Jeremiah 7th chapter. Anyway, so I did this. I shot this 24 frames per second because I think, like I said, film is more dramatic, and I wanted to look very dramatic. It had a really dark spots, dark tones, and everything. And that's why I wanted to make it look like that. And yeah, that's cool. 30 frames per second looks more like soap operas just to me. And a lot of people shoot their films 30 frames per second. Well, now they do it like 60 frames or even more. They got like 1200K as opposed to 2K or 4K. But anyway, but I don't like it to be too smooth, slippery looking. I like it to have some jaggedness to it. So I love the 24 frames per second. Whoever came up with that, I'm sure God inspired them to do that, but it was beautiful. And I think that's all I'm going to say about this for now. If you got any questions, hit me up. All right, I'm out.